Okay, once we get from the chest region, we are going to go to the loin. And here we find the ribs suddenly change quite dramatically again. Chest vertebrae look like that. From the same animal, the vertebrae of the loin look like so. Okay, so suddenly we've got bones which don't have much process sticking up, but we've got all this process sticking out the side. And what we see here is these processes sticking out the side. Okay, can you appreciate that? Okay, the other thing which is important is that in cows or in any animal, we would like that process sticking up to be as long as possible, because, and this cow here is good in that area because you can sort of see where these processes are sticking out the side here, and if you get down to that level and see how much height there is to the animal's actual top line, she has got long processes. The longer the process is sticking out, and especially the longer the process is sticking up, the more bone, the more surface area, the more muscle. And you'll find that that muscle is very, very useful in supporting that loin, because muscles are attached to bone by tendons. Tendon is a very strong tissue. So the more muscle we've got and the stronger those tendons are and the more bone we have for those tendons to actually attach to, we're going to give us great strength of loin. You'll find that some cows will tend to not have a great height between these processes and the top line, and they're the animals that often sort of dip in the back, and as they get older they'll tend to dip more, and you'll normally find that those cows tend to be sort of flat across the loin, where this cow has got a nice bridging through the loin, a particularly nice bridging through the loin. Okay, so these bones which make up this loin region with these large large processes sticking out the side and these large processes sticking up the top gives us that strength to support the loin structure. And we'll talk more about that when we're coming to the rump. But you'll find that when we're looking at a dairy cow and we're looking at it from behind, we like it to be nice and pointed at the wither. And we like it to be sort of nice and broad across the loin. And you can see from the bones that are there why you get that shape happening. And those animals that are actually sharper through the wither are going to have those longer processes in those chest vertebrae. Those animals that are very wide across the loin are going to have those large processes of the loin vertebrae. So what you see is only because of the bones which are there. That's the important thing to remember. You can't change anything apart from what God made, and God made, or somebody made the bones, and so what you see here is what you get there. And that's the point that I'm trying to illustrate.